All right. Well, the Switch Direct 2 happened. We got Mario Kart right away. We saw the specs of the Switch 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza. It was an exciting event, and we're going to go into it right now and give a quick reaction to all the news that dropped. Oh my gosh. We just watched a Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Crazy. So much has happened. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Nintendo news breakdowns and old school gaming videos. I woke up at 5 a.m. to drive to my friend's house, and we watched it together, something we've been talking about for a long time, at the edge of our seats at 6 a.m., something only Nintendo could do, and probably something like football. It felt like a sporting event. It was so fun. So yeah, follow along with me as we react to this, because a lot happened, guys. It's a crazy day. I made a Switch 2 Direct prediction video a couple weeks ago. A lot of my predictions came true. It started off with Mario Kart, then they went into the specs of the hardware. We got a physical release of Pokemon and Metroid on Switch 2, Madden, a new IP with a basketball game similar to ARMS. But that was it. That's where my predictions stopped in terms of what I got right. I said that we would need a new Zelda, a new 3D Mario, or Smash. 2 of 3 of those to really knock this out of the park, and we didn't get any one of those, and I'm trying to figure out if I made my expectations too high or if this was more of a lackluster event. Lackluster may be too mean. Underwhelming, probably a better word. I walked out of my buddy's place feeling underwhelmed, and I know that he was underwhelmed too, because it was over and we were both just like, oh boy, that was it? But I had the car ride to let it sit with me and just drive and just think about what was going on and the news that transpired, and I reflected, and I feel much better about it right now than if I did this instinctually after the Direct. Let's delve into the good first, because there is good here. Mario Kart World. It looks excellent. I love the concept. Oddly enough, it kind of reminds me of Mickey Speedway USA. That was probably the most millennial thing I could have said there. I swear though, I saw every character you could think of besides Diddy Kong, but we'll get into him later. I loved the expressive character models, the giant stages. I like that we're going around the globe. That's a really fun concept, something that they've lightly played with the idea in Mario Kart Tour, but now they're really letting that idea expand here on the biggest scale possible. Also, the karts turn into planes and sleds and boats. Very, very cool all the way around. Saw some level that looked like it was an old school 35mm film level in black and white. Absolutely love that. You got new costumes for the characters, which seems to be a mechanic for how they drive. It looked like an item. I thought that was really cool. Also, there is now potential for a one-player, because if there is really a free roaming aspect of the game, like they talked about, I'd imagine there also are objectives in that free roaming world. So, I mean, you're also coming on like Diddy Kong Racing territory with that. And we got a new Mario Kart Direct on April 17th, which is super soon, so that's really cool of them to do. This seems to be their baby, their system seller, the reason to go out and buy a Switch 2, and to that credit, it looks quite great. 10 out of 10, great job on Mario Kart World. After that, they expanded on this C button, which was chat, which I'll talk about later. That seemed cool. They also talked a lot about Switch 2 editions of Switch games, which is kind of cocky. So a lot of the reason to buy a Switch 2 is to have DLC for the Switch 1 games you bought. That, to me, does not seem like a good idea at all. You're going to muddle the idea of what a Switch 2 game is. It's one thing to have 2 versions of Metroid Prime and Pokemon, but it seems like they will be rolling this out for more games as time goes on, and we need to separate ourselves from the Switch entirely. Okay, sorry, I know I said I'll talk about the good first, so I'll get into the Switch 2 editions of the games later. The GameCube Classics on the Switch 2 is a win. I have all my GameCube games still, but when I was a kid, I sold my copy of Chibi Robo to help buy a Wii. So the fact that they showed Chibi Robo here already as one of the first games out of the gate is huge, because that game retails now for like $90, and I don't want to spend $90 on that game. So Switch 2 GameCube Classics, awesome. Will we ever see Melee on this? Probably not, but the fact that it's a possibility is great. Luigi's Mansion already on there. This is great for kids who have never played these games, or people like me who have a GameCube and don't have a complete collection, so you can play games like Kirby Air Ride, which also we saw Kirby Air Ride 2. Raise your hand if you thought the Kirby Air Ride trailer was going to be a Smash trailer and then you were bummed when it wasn't. Kirby Air Riders, developed by Sakurai, is great. I love the first one. I love that for Sakurai, but that game is a real hidden gem on the GameCube era. I'm always a fan of a unique kart racer that isn't just looking like a Mario Kart clone. Does it make me a bit upset that Sakurai is making a new Air Ride and not focusing on a new Smash? Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. It does a little bit. Selfish of me? Maybe. But it's where my head goes. Like lots of Nintendo fans, Smash is a huge part of the success of each console. And no mention of it at all is shocking here. Not even the fact, like not even a Switch 2 edition Smash. Nothing on Smash, not even saying the word. That is a huge miss on their part. I know I keep saying that I'm going to talk about the good and then I go into a negative space. I'm sorry, but full disclosure, I'm about to do that again. We have a new 3D Donkey Kong Bonanza, or Donkey Kong Odyssey, as I've already seen people online labeling it. I'm conflicted, which sucks. It's a new 3D DK game for the first time since Donkey Kong 64 when I was in first grade. And I'm sitting here watching the trailer, and I'm hyped, but my first thought is, where is Diddy? Where is Cranky? Where is King K. Rool? Where is anyone besides DK? And I absolutely hate that my brain goes there and not, oh my god, a new game! But it goes there to this sad place of, where are the Donkey Kong elements in my DK game? And it doesn't mean that they're not gonna be in the game later. I mean, except K. Rool, he's almost absolutely confirmed not in it. But Diddy and Cranky, they could still be here. But why do I have to lose everything else in order to gain a new 3D DK game? And the game itself looks awesome. I love how expressive DK looks. I love that it comes out as soon as July, that we can get our hands on it. I love that it's developed in-house, so we know it'll have all the polish you'd expect in a Nintendo game. It kind of looks like Wario World on the GameCube, except with so much more tender love and care. We did see snippets of a Donkey Kong Country aspect, and that looked really cool. There was that scene with the 2D Donkey Kong level with barrels and whatnot. And on the website it says you keep going deeper into the earth to discover new areas. So maybe we start on the OG DK Island with all of the guys, and then DK's like, I gotta go figure out this thing, and goes off on his own. I just don't know why Nintendo seems to have this vendetta against Donkey Kong characters besides DK himself. It looks like everyone is in Mario Kart, but somehow no Diddy, no Dixie, no Cranky, no Funky. Like, where are they? Who is this crystal on Donkey Kong's shoulder? That's not Diddy. The more I watch the trailer, though, the more I get excited, which is good. But at first, I was an overall 50-50, and maybe that's on me being a bit of a nihilist. I don't know. Why is my new DK game lacking DK elements? It's like if Odyssey came out and it was just Mario and no Bowser, no Peach. It would look weird. Plus, there's like googly eyes everywhere, which does allude to Rareware. And apparently now, I'm doing research in real time. I saw an image with Naughty on like a fossil. Like the character Naughty is like in a fossil that like DK discovers. So, you know, hope is not out the door for Donkey Kong elements, or Donkey Kong Country elements, to be in this game. It just right now, from that original trailer, I was a little taken back. But this is an absolute win. We should be celebrating this as an absolute win, and I don't want to sit here as a huge Donkey Kong fan and be like, oh my god, what's wrong with this? It's like, no, this is a new 3D Donkey Kong game, Nick. Wake up, dude. This doesn't come around that often. Literally, last time you played a 3D Donkey Kong game, you were in first grade. You made a book about it. My final project in first grade was making a book, and my book was about Donkey Kong 64. Come on. I touched on this a little bit, but we got the C button reveal, which is voice chat. Cool. The camera, great. And then a new Hyrule Warriors. Not for me, but glad for those fans of Hyrule Warriors. Not that I know any IRL, but I'm sure that there are some. And I'll end the good there. And for an hour presentation, Yeah, I'm not super happy with how that hour went. Maybe if we hadn't seen Mario Kart before this Direct, I would feel differently. But really not that many new games. When the Switch 1 was released, we saw 3D Mario, a new Zelda, and a Smash tease. This was nowhere close to that. So I did briefly talk about the Switch 2 editions, which, like I said, is cocky. Maybe their plan is to keep the Switch around until there is a console seller for everyone. Like until we get a 3D Mario or a new Zelda or Smash, we keep making these Switch 2 DLC editions, which is fine, I guess. I just wish they put more into this one console as opposed to keeping both alive. This absolutely delayed a new Mario Party by at least 2 to 3 years, since we're now getting Jamboree DLC and not a new game. And it's not even new fun DLC. Like, we're not getting new stages, we're getting new mouse mini games. Like, come on, what is that? They spent way too much time telling us the specs of the online chat and of the console, and to release your console tutorial as a game that you have to buy? And what you show of it is a little man walking around up to a billboard that explains how magnets work? That is so incredibly tone deaf. I can't believe they were showing us the frame rates of the picture-in-picture of the online chat. Dude, that did not look good and blocky. I don't know how you advertise that as a win. I don't think I'll be using that feature that much. So, you know, like, it doesn't bother me. But this is super cute, and this would have went so hard during the pandemic, and I'm sure it'll be great for children, too. Like, there will be kids being able to play with each other and have, like, virtual sleepovers and whatnot. That sounds great. They had no mention of the battery life or pricing anywhere either, which is kind of a little snake oil-esque. It looks like the games are going to be 70 to 80 bucks, and the console is 450. And unfortunately, in today's world, everything was leading to this. But not telling us about it up front is really not a good look. And it's a missed opportunity not to have WarioWare be your minigame game and use Mario Jamboree instead, which did not look like they were using the mouse in very fun or creative ways. It just looked super lame. WarioWare is one of your most creative games, and you have a new mouse feature with the Switch 2, and WarioWare would have just ran with that. And to use it on Mario Party, it feels a little lackluster. When the chips are down, though, and it's all said and done, I am very happy with what we got from this Direct. I feel like I've been kind of wishy-washy back and forth, but new DK, new Mario Kart, expansions on Mario Party, more games to come. I just wish we saw a little more. What we did see was really awesome. Is Kart alone a system seller? Is Donkey Kong Bonanza a system seller? We don't know. We're going to find out together. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you can come back and watch a lot of my videos. I'm going to do a Donkey Kong Bonanza trailer breakdown. I got a big retrospective for Sonic Riders coming in on the GameCube. That's going to be super fun. But yeah, hang right here. It's going to be great. If you're feeling a little underwhelmed, just know there will be more games for the Switch 2. They have to come. It's inevitable. This is just, you know, the crust of the pie. We haven't even gotten to the filling yet. So, and then when we do, I'll be right here to talk about it. So, thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.